Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Debopriya Sengupta, and I am manager of the Registry Data Analytics Quality Management Program in American College of Radiology. Today, in our webinar, we are going to cover how to navigate your QCDR feedback reports. This is the first webinar that is discussing the reports, but a continuation of the previous webinars that was conducted by Alicia Blakey. I will go through a few aspects of qualified clinical data registry feedback reports, and today we are going to discuss a few things: data submission, non-MIPS and MIPS measures, merit-based incentive payment system, and that was previously known as PQRS, or Physician Quality Reporting System. Then how to access your QCDR preview reports for non-MIPS and MIPS, interpreting QCDR preview reports or feedback reports for non-MIPS measures. Before I dive into the presentation, we have a simple question. How many of you have ever accessed QCDR preview reports? So yes or no, and I will give you a couple of minutes. A poll should appear in your screen. Please click yes or no.
Okay, that looks like just about everybody. We've got yes at 29%, no at 66%, and 5% I don't know.
Right. So most of you did not access QCDR feedback reports. Maybe you do not know where to access, or you are participating in our QCDR for the first time. Whatever be the reason, I will show you how to access those reports. This is a slide that shows all the registries that you can use for non-MIPS measures, and also the MIPS qualified clinical data registry. All the information are in our website. We have 6 registries within which the IR registry, or interventional radiology registry, is the newest member. We do not have any reports for this registry yet, but they will be available soon. These are a list of QCDR supported measures, and on the left hand side you can see the registry, and on the right hand side the number of measures that can be used from that registry in order to participate in our MIPS program. CT colonography registry offers 2 measures, and MD offers 5. Dose index registry offers 3. GRID, or General Radiology Improvement Database, 6. Lung cancer screening registry, 5, and interventional radiology registry, 5. Among these measures, most of them are still pending. Other than interventional radiology registry, 5 of those measures are approved by CMS. The other non-MIPS measures are still pending approval from CMS. We got the provisional approval, but not the final. Other than these, the MIPS measures are traditional PQRS measures, what we used to call PQRS measures. We have 50 of them. These are claim-based measures, but those are more pertinent to radiology practice. So you can use those measures as well. MIPS measure submission. How do you submit MIPS measures? MIPS data submission should be via MIPS Portal as a web-based data upload using the following documents. And this slide lists the documents. You can do an Excel file. You can also do a text file. Also, web services API available. You can use any of these measures, and in our website, the details of these specifications are available. So if you have any questions, please let us know. This in our MIPS portal, QCDR participants have access to our MIPS portal, and it is designed especially to manage the MIPS participation process. Our portal provides the measure file upload location, review of quality measure performance scores and comparison to benchmarks, review accuracy of volume, selection of measures and required attestations prior to CMS submission, physician and group level performance data available for all physicians across multiple locations and teams. So in the MIPS portal, in one place, you are able to see all of your measures, whether they are MIPS or non-MIPS. Whether you are participating at NPI level or a teen or a G-Pro level. All of these information will be available in the MIPS portal once it is active, and it's going to be active very soon. Right now, you won't be able to see any data, but we are working towards it. Also, you will be able to see all your group level information, means team level aggregate. There is a difference between what you are able to see in the aggregate reports that we will be showing shortly, and the actual way we submit data to CMS. When we submit data to CMS, it is at the teen NPI level. So for example, if you have multiple facilities under one teen, we aggregate that data at the teen level before we submit the data to CMS. But for registry participation, when you submit us data, it is not at the teen level, but at the facility ID level, because for registry, facility is the unit for submitting data, your physical location. So there is some difference between what you can imply from aggregate reports that we generate from registry and MIPS portal. I would say the MIPS portal will show you more accurate representation of your MIPS data, MIPS measures. This is a screenshot that shows the MIPS measures, or previously claim-based measures. Previously, we used to call them QRS measures. These are the data elements. And for your convenience, we have included the CPT numerator and diagnosis codes for accurate generation of the files. You can refer to these files. These are available in our website. And this is a sample MIPS data file in Excel format. When you submit data, this is how your file would look like. This is also available as examples for your reference. Now, let's move on to non-MIPS measure submission. Previously, it was known as non-PQRS measures. This is a screenshot of the data submission table, and you can see on the bottom that I have included the link. This is a partial screenshot. I could not fit the whole data submission table in one slide, but if you go to this link, you will be able to see all the registries that we have for non-MIPS measures and data submission methods, what software we use, and the additional information you need to know before you submit the data. I will go through each of the data submission methods under each registry when I discuss them. QCDR preview reports. Where do I find them? When do I find them? This is the timeline for issuing our QCDR report. So for example, January to March, currently we provide 4 QCDR preview reports per year. So for January to March, which is the Q1 report, the reports are available in May. January to June, the reports are available in August. July to September, or Q3 reports, are available in November, and July to December, the semi-annual reports are available in February. Where do I find them? QCDR reports. So this is the question most of you would wonder, and this is where you find. If you go to our portal, you need to log in as a facility user or administrator using your facility ID. You can see there is a test facility ID I have used in the screenshot 100853 with your username and password, then click login. Once you click login, you can see on the left-hand side menu, there are registries, and I have highlighted that. You need to click the registry that you want to access the reports for. In my example, I have I have clicked DIR, or dose index registry, and again I have highlighted the aggregate reports that you need to click on the reports to access your QCDR preview reports. Once you have done so, this is the screenshot you will get, and on the right-hand side you can see the download link where you will be able to download your QCDR report. Now, before I go into any further details of QCDR reports, I want to state the purpose of the QCDR reports. So what they can tell me. QCDR reports are there to tell you whether you are submitting data. Is ACR getting what I'm submitting? So it is not enough to submit data. You also make sure that we are getting what you are submitting. Sometimes there is a transmission problem, for example, for DIR, that you think that you are submitting data, but we are not getting it. So is ACR getting what I'm submitting? Is my data complete? So when you take a look at your QCDR preview report, you are able to understand, and looking at the data, the number of exams that you submitted, whether the number of exams that you see in the report. So is it complete? Is it accurate? Sometimes they will say, oh, these, for example, DIR, oh, this is not my CTDI wall. My CTDI wall is lower than this or higher than this. This data is not accurate. So you need to look at your QCDR preview reports to detect whether there is any accuracy in the data that you see. Is my facility NP or NPI's performance comparable to others? So in the aggregate reports that I'm going to show you in a minute, you will see comparison of your facility or NPI to the registry benchmarks. And you are able to see whether how your facility or how each NPI measures up with respect to their performance to registry benchmarks. And these are the things that you should look at your QCDR report in order to detect any inconsistencies or difficulties in QCDR data that we are getting from you. And the sooner we detect these discrepancies, the easier to fix these discrepancies, and it also takes off a lot of pressure on your side. You know, in a crunch time, we cannot fix all of the inconsistencies when, you know, 1 week before we submit the data to CMS, and that is not the best practice either. Now, what they cannot tell, so QCDR reports is not that you can take a look at the QCDR preview report, you cannot tell everything. There are 2 things I want to mention. These are the 2 things you should not be looking at. What is exactly my performance score going to be for 2017? QCDR report cannot tell you what exactly your performance score going to be for a few reasons. I will mention 2 reasons. Number 1, for example, when you receive Q1, January to March QCDR preview report, you are only getting January to March data. We did not get the whole 2017 data from your facility. Number 2, we generate these aggregate reports for all the facilities, regardless of if they are actually going to submit to CMS and going to use these ACR measures. We don't know that yet, unless they already, you know, when it is really time to submit the data to CMS, which is in March. So when you see a comparison to registry, you don't see the comparison to people who are actually going to submit data to through ACR, but all the participants that are submitting data to ACR. So you cannot actually predict what your performance score is going to be for 2017, but you can get an idea. You can you know, predict whether you are your performance is in a right line. So whether you need to improve your performance or is it totally out of the place. You can make those predictions, but you cannot exactly pinpoint what is going to be your performance score. Will I get a penalty or adjustment? For the reasons that I already stated, we cannot tell you exactly if you will get a penalty or adjustments, because calculation of penalty and adjustments are a complex process, and we cannot tell you exactly if you get a penalty or adjustment. But we can tell you that if you are doing a good job in your performance, and you are less likely to get a penalty. But how much penalty you will get or how much adjustments you will get, we cannot tell you from this report. Our first registry that we are going to discuss is CT colonography registry. CTC for 2017 reporting, we will be including all exams done in 2017, January through December. You can submit retrospective data, and this is true for all of the registries, but submit early and often, and this is the key, early and often, to optimize the benefit of seeing performance scores throughout the year. CTC offers 2 non-MIPS measures, and these are pending approval from CMS. Data submission, you can submit the data by manual or using our web accessible form, so it is manual submission. And I have included a link where you can see the form package for CTC. These are the 2 CTC non-PQRS measures, and both are pending: CT colonography true positive rate and CT colonography clinically significant extracolonic findings. Both are pending, and none of our it should be non-MIPS measures. Sorry for the error in there. So all of our non-MIPS measures none of them has any numbers yet. After CMS approves, we will put a number. So previously, if you have already participated in PQRS for 2016, you saw that we had ACRAD 1, 2. So those numbers will be renumbered after we get a approval from CMS. QCDR preview reports are separate PDF reports, and they show you year-to-date data generated quarterly. This is a sample report from last year. And for CTC, I just wanted to show a screenshot of how it looks like. And this is also from last year. These last two rows are the true positive and clinically significant extracolonic findings. Please note that ACRAD1 and ACRAD2, those numbers were previously from our non-PQRS measures. Those are not for 2017. These will be numbered. The first, you can see in the black rectangular box, the first 3 columns shows the physician NPI's 2016 year-to-date, or it will be 2017 year-to-date numbers. For true positive rate, the first one is the physician numerator, second one is the physician denominator, and the percentage of the measure. So if you look into the last row, you will see that physician denominator is 11. So clinically significant extracolonic findings, the denominator for this measure is 11, and 6 of them satisfied the measure, and the physician has a percentage of 54.5. This will be compared to your facility, and you can see the facility percentage is 17.9. And then it is also compared to the registries, CTC registry, which will be year-to-date as well. And you can compare the percentage. So physician level comparison to your facility and the registry. GREED, General Radiology Improvement Database. For GREED, we also will include 2017 January to December exams. Again, you can submit retrospective data, but please submit early and often to optimize the benefit of seeing performance scores. GREED offers 6 non-MIPS measures. You must submit exam level data. We just uploaded a QCDR preview report for January to March, and many facilities are coming back to us and asking why they do not see their reports. For QCDR, if you submit monthly data, that is not able to generate any QCDR reports for you, and we cannot submit unless you submit as exam level data for grade. And also, all the data submission are at facility level. So not at the master facility level. Please submit your data to the facility level. Each facility should have their own data submitted. For exam level data, automated submission may meet meaningful use objective for reporting to a clinical data registry. And you can use web-based flat file data upload or electronic transmission using web services through your certified vendors. These are the non-MIPS measures for grade. Again, all of them are pending. Only one is approved, and this is a new one, report turnaround time for mammography. All of the others are pending approval, but we are optimistic that we will be getting approval pretty soon. And we will update in our registry whenever we we know that it's approved. This is a January to June 2016 QCDR report. This is a sample report. Again, you can see that on the left-hand side, please disregard the AC-RAD numbers. They do not represent the numbers now. In 2017, we will get new numbers. This is your facility level comparison with the physicians in your facility and aggregate across physicians in grade. The first one, the first 4 column year measures for facility 999999. This is actually for physician. You can, one NPI, you can take a look at the title of the report. It says the physician NPI. So for each of these measures, the first column shows the number of exams submitted to grade. And then the second column are exclusions. There will be some exclusions, and the exams that are excluded will needs to meet certain criteria, and that is footnoted in our reports. Reporting denominator is that denominator depending on which we calculate the performance measure. And the performance measure is actually in hours. For example, radiography turnaround time, you can see the performance measure is 1, means it is 1 hour. The next column is, next 2 columns, you can see that aggregate across physicians in your facility. This is comparison of the physician to all the physicians in your facility. And the performance measure mean is 4 hours. So for this physician, report turnaround time is 1 hour. And for all the physicians in that facility, the report turnaround time is 4 hours. So this physician is actually doing a better job than most of the physicians in registry or in this facility. These measures are inverse measures. That means the lower the number, better the measure is. Lung cancer screening registry. This is a little different than the registries that I have discussed so far. All exams are done in 2016, with January to December, will be considered for 2017 reporting because LCSR requires 1 year of follow-up data. LCSR offers 3 non-MIPS measures. QCDR preview reports are generated quarterly and are a part of aggregate reports. Data submission, you can do manual data submission using our web accessible forms. You can also do web-based flat file data upload, as well as certified vendors. They can generate LCSR compatible files for upload or web-based data transmission. You can also use in-house IT systems, but please refer to LCSR user guide section 4. It has details of how you can submit the data. Again, there are 3 non-MIPS measures. Probably they will be unchanged. They will remain unchanged in 2017. They are pending approval from CMS. Lung cancer screening, cancer detection rate, positive predictive value, and abnormal interpretation rate. This is a sample report from last year. Actually, I included a screenshot from January to March, so the current report. I just blacked out the AC-RAD numbers because they will be renumbered. Abnormal interpretation rate, cancer detection rate, positive predictive value, among which abnormal interpretation rate and cancer detection rates are not inverse measures. It means if you have a higher number, then you are doing better. Positive predictive value is an inverse measure. you can see, you can compare this physician NPI with all the registry mean rate. It's a, for example, cancer detection rate per 1,000 is 4.41 for this physician, and all ACSR or registry level benchmark it is 11.87. National Mammography Database. It is the data collection is similar to LCSR. Again, for NMD, we do need 1 year of follow-up data. We will consider all the screening exams that was done in 2016 and follow-ups up to 2017. NMD offers 5 non-MIPS measures. For QCDR preview reports, we generate separate Q1 and Q3 reports for NMD preview reports. For Q2 and Q4, the reports are included as a part of the semi-annual reports. For NMD, you can do web-based data upload and also use certified vendors. They can generate NMD compatible files for upload. Also, in-house IT systems may be used. A list of the NMD non-MIPS measures. All of them are pending approval. Some of them you can only submit at a group or GPRO level. DIR or dose index registry. For DIR, we will consider all exams that are submitted in 2017, January to December. You can submit retrospective data, but it becomes very tricky for DIR because of the volume of the data. If you are submitting retrospective data, please let us know. We might need to schedule the submission. It is best to make sure that you are submitting regularly. DIR is very high volume registry, and when you submit a high volume exams, they may get stuck at some point. You may not be able to do it at certain times. So pay attention to DIR. Because of its volume, sometimes it gets tricky. All physicians associated with facility TIN or tax identification number will get credit for DIR. Measures for DIR have changed significantly. Previously, we used to offer 6. Now it is 3 non-MIPS measures, and all measures are DLP based. DLP is dose length product. It is a dose index. All of the measures are now DLP instead of CTDI wall, instead of SSD and DLP. It used to include SSD, now it does not include SSD anymore. For DIR, we use automatic data submission using Triad software that you need to install in your computer or server. Exams must be mapped to our PID in order to use DIR exams for MIPS, and I cannot stress this enough. At the end of the year, during March, when it is time to submit the data, many facilities go back and see, oh, I have done so many city exams, but I do not see any exams in our report because you did not map your exams. Please look at your DIR data to map your exams to RPID, and those RPIDs need to be the correct RPIDs. So pay attention. We have RPID mapping user guide. If you have any questions, we are always happy to help you. Mapping of the exams should be done once. You do not need to do it, on an ongoing basis. So once you have mapped your exams, you are done. It will be retained. Another point about mapping is If you are a master facility and you have many child facilities, you should map at the master facility level. If you choose to map at the child facility level, then you need to let us know. Otherwise, your mapping will not be retained. So there are a few points that need to be stressed regarding mapping of DIR exams. Site-specific DRL or dose reference levels will be used to generate performance scores. So we will also need the size of the patient that we generally calculate from APN lateral diameter from the scout images that you send us. So send us scout images so that we are able to find the APN lateral diameter for the patients. And then we will calculate the diagnostic reference levels. And then we will give you a performance scores in our reports. Another very important point, not only in DIR specifically, but for all our registry data, even according to the participation agreement, you agree to send us all data done in your facility. CMS, even though in some documents you will find that CMS bare requirement is only 50% of your data, but CMS encourages you to submit all of your data. And according to participation agreement with ACR, when you register your facility, you agree to give us all of your data. So we will not be satisfied with 50% of your data, even though that is the bare minimum of what CMS requires. You will have to give us 100% of your data. These are the three non-MIPS measures for DIR that was provisionally approved, and these are still pending. This pending approval. So pending approval. DIR measures. Yes, these are pending approval. They're good. Okay, so sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. DIR measures have been approved, so they are. You can read. I'm not going to read through the slide, but all of them are dose length product for CT head brand, CT chest, and CT abdomen pelvis. Interventional radiology for QCDR. This is our new addition, new member for NRDR registries. Newest registry in NRDR led by the Society of Interventional Radiology and ACR. Data submission is through automated data submission using HL7 or Health Level 7 and TRIAD software. Web-based flat file data upload is also available. Please go to our website and click this link. I have included this link. This link has all the information that you will need to know about IR registry. We do not have a report for this, but we will have soon. All of the IR non-MIPS measures are approved by CMS, and you can see 5 of them. So that was in a nutshell of all of our registry, non-MIPS measure, data submission. This is a timeline and key date for CMS submission, and I just included 2 very important dates. One is the January 31st, 2018 complete data submission to QCDR is needed. Only exception is DIR. For DIR, if we need your data by 31st December 2017, because DIR, as you know, as I mentioned, for the volume of the exam and many other requirements is a little bit trickier than other registries. So we will need the DIR data earlier to make sure that we have everything that we need from you, and to make sure that your data is accurate and complete. March 31st, 2018 is a hard deadline for ACR because we submit data to CMS, and the last batch of data submission from ACR is on March 31st. that is not to say that we submit all the data on this date. So this is the date. By 5 p.m. we need to submit all the data to CMS. This is the last date we can submit the data, but we submit throughout the March. So because so much data we cannot submit in one day. So these are the dates that you should keep in mind, and these dates are there to guide you through successful submission of data and successful participation in MIPS program. There are 2 upcoming QCDR webinars. Vendor engagement, help your radiology clients make the most of QCDR reporting, which is in Thursday, July 20, and execution tips for successful QCDR reporting, Thursday, August 17. You can register. I have again included a link where you can register and find this webinar and register for these webinars. With that, I will conclude my webinar and open for questions. I just wanted to make one note that if you send an email instead of nrdr@acr.org that you are used to, please send an email to nrdr support@acr.org. This will create a ticket, and we are moving into a new ticketing system to better assist you. This will actually facilitate faster response, and it will be a better customer service experience for you. So that concludes my webinar, and I will ask Zach if we have any questions.
Looks like we've answered everything so far. Okay, we've got a few more coming in. So feel free to go to the question tab and just type in any questions that you have for us, and we'll read them out loud and answer them for you. So question comes in from Kathleen. She's asking, are we able to register as a group for this year to report?
Yeah, Judy will answer the question.
Yes, you will still indicate to us whether or not you want to report as a group or as individuals. They have a different indication than the GPRO function, the GPRO checkbox additionally, but you can let us know through that.
Okay. We've got a question here from Dorothy. Is there an Excel preferred format for grid and NMD?
I did not understand your question. Excel preferred format? Not sure of the question.
Is it that they need to meet the file specification?
NMD. Yep, Lou can answer that question.
The answer to that question actually is that for those registries, we accept a text file. There are instructions on the web. If you have your data in an Excel format, there are instructions for converting that Excel spreadsheet to the text file. So the version that you're using for Excel isn't directly relevant to the file that you're actually going to upload to the registry. So that's what. So if you have trouble with those instructions, converting your spreadsheet, then please contact us and we can help you with that.
Question here from Denise. She's asking, when are the invoices being sent?
We haven't set a particular date yet for sending the invoices for 2017.
Towards the end of the year.
Okay, thank you. Next question is from Becky. She's asking, are we able to register for, I assume that means QCDR this year, if we have already started submitting via claims-based?
Yes, you can still register for the QCDR even several months from now. If you were sending measured data in by claims, you can still do that. That's not going to harm anything. If you decide at the end of the year that you do want to submit your measured data through the QCDR and you've submitted claims data all year, that's not going to harm anything. CMS will use the data which has the best outcome for the individual or group.
Thank you. Okay, we've got a question from Kimberly here. We might need you to email us with more details, but Kimberly's asking, can we piggyback off the hospital for the LCSR without registering as a radiology group?
You can associate your radiology group 10 and the physicians and NPI with the facilities account to use that data. Some sites, some groups prefer to have their own facility account and ID, but you can associate that with the facilities account.
Okay. Next question is from Kathleen. She asks, I attempted to register as a group, but I'm not able to determine how to. Can someone assist me?
Yes, Kathy, could you contact us, please?
Okay, we have a question here. Can you discuss pricing for submitting data? If we sign up for NRDR, does that cost cover submitting to NMD, GRID, LCSR, or is there extra cost?
There is extra cost for submitting data to PQRS or MIPS, and charges are in our website. I think it is $199 per.
So in terms of registering for NRDR, there is the one-time registration fee, and then you may have seen the fee structure that Deborah Priya is referring to for a number of locations and physicians that would be participating. If you're participating in the DIR or GRID, then the other databases you can participate in without additional fee. And just to reiterate what Priya was saying about the CMS reporting fee, that is an additional fee if you choose to have your data submitted to CMS, which is $199 per physician for ACR members and $12.99 per physician for non-ACR members.
And do we have that in our website, right?
Yes, that's also on the
PQRS, is it in the MIPS? So this is our website, if you are able to see. And here is.
Oh, actually, that's your screen. We can't.
Oh.
Drag it over to the other screen.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Right. You can see. And the fee structure is cost to participate. There you go.
Thank you. Next question comes from Mark. We entered first quarter MIPS data in May and have not seen performance reports yet. Will these be on the August cycle?
If you're referring to the MIPS measures, that it will be before the August cycle. You should be able to see that data relatively soon. If you're talking about the non-MIPS measure information, that should be in the portal relatively soon as well, before August.
We have a question from Denise. When you said we will be using a MIPS portal, does that mean we will no longer be submitting data under the PQRS measure participation link on the NRDR website? It's the same website, but the name is, it still says PQRS for now, but we're going to have that updated shortly, and it will say MIPS measure participation. So it will be the same site. Question here from Charlie. Will the DIR aggregate reports show how we are performing on the 3 new performance measures?
Yes, so DIR aggregate reports has many components. You will find the QCDR preview report under executive summary report. That is a PDF report, and executive summary report is generated every quarter. And we will, if you participated in DIR previously, you know that we always include the registry level comparisons for your QCDR preview. We will regenerate the report, with taking into account of the new measures, and you will get a registry level comparison for DIR measures as well.
Thank you. A question here from Crystal. She's asking, per this webinar, everything is submitted to CMS by ACR. Do we submit anything or register with CMS before that?
No.
No, you do not have to register with CMS for anything. Not even as a G-Pro, which was one thing you had to do last year, but that's no longer a requirement.
So everything, the ACR submits all the data on your behalf to CMS. You don't submit anything.
Thank you. We've got a couple questions here from Kimberly about Triad software. Will Triad software work with all scanners, computers, and data capturing machines? And is the HL7 Triad software used for the IR registry the same software used for the DIR?
I'll answer that last one. The Triad version for the IR registry is currently a separate instance of Triad, so you would need to load that separately, but you can put it on the same machine as the DIR Triad.
And for the first part, yes, Triad will. Triad is a very lightweight software that you can install in any machine or a server. So yes, you can install it, but there are some specifications of the versions of the Triad that you need, and there are some software specifications that are in our website. Those need to be there. For example, Java, some other things that you need to install in your software in order for Triad to work. And those are in a Triad website, they are specified. Our Triad help desk can also help you with any questions you might have with Triad installation.
Okay, we've just got 3 questions left here. One of them is real quick. Denise was asking, one of my physicians is not an ACR member. Can I sign him up today to pay the lower fee? Yes. Any physicians that register or that become members in 2017, they would pay the reduced member fee of $199. Next question from Steve. Will there be a portal for improvement activity attestation that shows up along with the MIPS portal so we can submit provider preferences for IA? Yes, that will be part of the MIPS portal. It's not on there yet, is it?
No.
It will be soon. Let's see. Okay, we got a couple more questions coming in. We'll do as many as we can before 2 p.m. So we just got a couple minutes. This one's from Shalene. We are having difficulties collecting surgical pathology data for the non-MIPS measures for NMD. how are the exams counted that we cannot get this information for?
The initial screening exam will be in the denominator, and if there's not follow-up, it won't be in the numerator, so that would reduce the rate.
Yeah, for NMG, we do need your pathology, like cancer detection rate. So if you did not have any cancers detected, which are pathologic, which you confirm with pathology reports, then you cannot use NMD measures.
That is problematic. We recognize that.
Yeah, that is problematic, and there is workaround.
Two more questions here. One from Dorothy. Do we have a test NMD website? Give me a second. So do we have test NMD website, whether we can upload and validate the data format?
Yes, we do. Just send an email to NRDR support@acr.org, and we'll give you further instructions on that.
Okay. Again, that was NRDR support@acr.org. The last question is from Charlie. He asks, will the recent DIR aggregate reports be regenerated to show the new measures? If not, can we expect to see the new measures on the second quarter reports?
Yes, in our second quarter reports, we will definitely give you the new measures. But we cannot regenerate the first quarter report.
Great. I think we answered every question.
And I will add that one thing, the reason we did not or could not put the new measures in the first quarter report is we did not get approval when from the CMS, final approval from the CMS on DIR. It was still pending. Without time, we generated the report. So we had to give you the old way we displayed the measures. But I can also add one thing, that even though for some of the non-MIPS measures, they have changed significantly from last year, but on your side, the data submission really did not change in any way. So you still submit the same information in the same way as you always used to. So it is just how we calculate the measure is changing. So that should not hold you off from sending your data to us. That is, you cannot just say, hey, look, we did not have the report, recent measures, so we did not submit that. You cannot use that.
And we know you won't.
So that's all.
Okay, thank you so much. Join us for our next webinar.